Okay. Solomon sir, are you there in the line? Solomon sir, Lavanya, நீ மைக் ஆஃப் பண்ணிடுமா? நீ இன்னும் நல்லா கீழே வரணும். என்ன உன் முகம் வந்து தெரியவே இல்லை. லவண்யம், உன்னுடைய முகம் தெரியவே இல்லை. இப்ப கரெக்டா வந்திருக்கு. இன்னும் கீழே வரணுமா? இன்னும் கீழே வரணும். ராஜேஷ் குமார் ஷா வசந்த் பண்டா நிப்பாட்டுங்கப்பா. சலமன் சார், சார் வந்துட்டாங்களா? சேவியர் சார் வந்துட்டாங்களா? ஓகே சார், ஓகே ஓகே. தம்பி வந்துட்டாப்லீங்களா?
தம்பி வந்துட்டாரு. பயஸ் இருக்காரு. பயஸ் ஜோஷ்வான் இருப்பாரு பாருங்க. அவருக்கு தான் பிரசன்டேஷன் வேணும். அவருக்கு தான் பிரசன்டேஷன் வேணும்.
ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. ஜெயச்சந்திரன் சார், ஜெயச்சந்திரன் சார். சலமன் சார், நீங்க சிஸ்டர் ஒரு நிமிஷம் ஒரு கால் பண்ணி கூப்பிடுறீங்களா? சிஸ்டர் லைன் வர சொல்றீங்களா? சிஸ்டர் வரல நினைக்கிறேன்.
ஓகே ஃபாதர்.
சிஸ்டர் வர சொல்லுங்களேன்.
லாவண்யா, லாவண்யா,
சொல்லுங்க மேம். ஹலோ மேம்,
எப்படி இருக்க?
நல்லா இருக்கு மேம். நீங்க எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
இருக்க பாக்குறேன் நான் ஸ்கிரீன்ல ஒண்ணு. நான் யார் பேசுறேன் தெரியுதா? அப்படியா? சரி சரி. ஃபாதர் ரொம்ப பிஸியா இருக்காரு போல.
ஆமா மேம். எப்படி போகுது குவாரண்டைன்?
Xavier sir, shall we start the program? Xavier sir?
Yes, Father, I am ready.
Yeah, okay, sir. Okay.
Before that, dear participants, kindly mute your audio and video, and I request you all to pin our today's resource person PowerPoint presentation, Pius Joshua, PIUSJOSHUE. Kindly pin that so that you will be able to view the PowerPoint presentation clearly. Thank you all. Let's start the session.
Dear participants, let us start this international webinar series 5 with a small prayer. The prayer brings power and victory. Now let us intercede the presence of the Lord with us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Abba Father, Almighty God, in your mighty name, we surrender our St. Joseph's College Arts and Science, especially PG Department of Commerce. So with the guidance and the blessings of our Reverend Father J. Arulraj, our founder and chairman, our administrator, Reverend Sister Dr. K. Sandhya, our principal, Dr. Ruben, vice principals, HODs, and staff members, I surrender into your hands. Especially, I surrender M. J. F. Lion, S. John Xavier Thangaraj, founder and chairman, Little Flower Group of Institutions, into your hands. Lord, we thank for the resource person, and he has accepted our invitation, and he is with us to share his intelligence with us. And Lord, bless his institutions as well as his parents. We remember his service, and he is doing a lot for the society. Lord, send your spirit among us so that we will be inspired by your Holy Spirit. You are the source of wisdom and knowledge. Today we are going to discuss that set your clock to study the practical cognitive in the field of education. So you have given us this inspiration to discuss, and we ask your power and strength to educate and update our knowledge. St. Joseph, intercede for us. Mother Mary, intercede for us. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear participants, I am happy to inaugurate this international webinar series 5 on Set Your Clock to study the practical cognitive in the field of education. So we have the eminent resource person, MLF Lion S. John Xavier Thangaraj with us, and he is inspiration for us whenever I go to Little Flower School, and he is the person always with the great smile, inviting the priest and the religious, and he is the man of faith, and he is the man of intelligence. Always, I tell that he is the man of walking encyclopedia, and he has the knowledge, wider knowledge in all the field. So, and we are proud to have him in among us. And he is doing a lot of service to the society, not only in the field of education, and he is also serving in the NGOs, especially in the societal non-profit organizations. And the Little Flower organization also is a charitable institution. It's a Christian minority institution, and he is helping a lot of poor people to come up in the life. So with this small introduction, and we are here in the time of pandemic, and now even yesterday, if you could see the news, and a lot of things they are speaking about education. Today's news also, Delhi, they have postponed the classes for the school students till 31st July. So now it's the right time to set our clock to study the practical cognitive in the field of education. So for that, God has given us a very good resource person for us. So I welcome Ms. Lavanya to welcome our resource person and our participants. Welcome, Lavanya, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, sir. We PG Department of Commerce, thankful to our founder, Reverend Father Dr. J. Arulraj, management, Sister Reverend Sister Dr. Sandhya Mary, Principal Dr. Ruben, our own Vice Pramla Alexander, and our motivator, Reverend Father Dr. Adekalasamy, Head of the Department and dear participants. You all to the international webinar series of Set Your Clock to the Study, the Practical Cognitive in the Field of Education. I am delighted to welcome our resource person, MJF Lion, John Xavier Sangaraj. Many hats as entrepreneur, mentor, social and head of educational institutions, and backed 25 years of educational excellence from national and international awards. Sir, always look for patience to lift the students' ability. Sir, being a well-wisher and had a good contact with former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. With this note, I request an eminent personality and educationist to take over the session. Thank you, sir.
Please, sir.
We welcome you, sir.
We welcome you, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you very much for the wonderful space given to me. I am impressed the way in which you introduced me in this juncture. And I am always inspired by Reverend Father Dr. Adekalasamy, the kind of simplicity and the way in which he beautifully connecting the wonderful people together. And it is a gift to Little Flower to associate with a wonderful person like the team of DMA groups. With my high regards to our wonderful chairman, Reverend Father Dr. Arul Raj, the chairperson of a DMA group of institutions. And today's program is organized by the Department of Commerce, and my pronouns to the HOD of Commerce Department, Reverend Father Dr. Adekalasamy, and the administrator of DMI institution, St.Joseph's College of Arts and Science, Reverend Sister Dr. K. Santiago Mary. Mr. Principal, Dr. Ruben, and Madam Vice Principal Shamla Alexander, and the Coordinator of Quality Assurance, Madam B.V. Vijayalakshmi, and Dr. Solomon, and a team of educationists and staff members from DMA group of institutions, and particularly from St.Joseph College of Arts and Science College, and other fellow educationist friends, and my dear students, the future of India, the future of the globe. A great day to you all. I'm really feel very proud to be here, and the way in which I am introduced by Lavanya. I am really thankful to you. I am impressed today, but I have to give my justification through my speech because there is a very big expectation from the team ahead. The education is a very important thing. And we know that the priority of education, what people are really having, is completely reset in the recent times due to the pandemic situation. And we have to search the place where the priority of education is there, because a lot of other priorities, our daily routine, and search for food, the search for economy, search for place, and the comfort zone, and the education comes behind all these priorities. So nowadays, actually the priority of education is one, beyond all these things, because if the education is rightly tuned, and the kind of education will change with respect to the situation, and if the right place in right time is not being given, the change in the society and preparing the people to accomplish with respect to need is highly impossible. And today's children and youngsters are going to rule, but they are all mute nowadays. They may not be able to have the regular access, the regular insights, the regular input on their subject they connected. And it is a very great unjust, those who are the visionaries. But I'm here, I rightly point that I would like to compliment the team of St. Joseph Arts and Science College. They are coming with a lot of new ideas, and they are not stuck in this pandemic situation. They are always trying to connect the best people across the world to the students. Okay, this is what every educationist to do, every educational institution to do. This is the duty of them, and you people are really beautifully you are doing. I would like to compliment the entire team, those who are associated with this wonderful event today. And as Father Adikilasamy is concerned, actually, in recent times, we have the very big connection with him because fortunately, we met him, our Little Flower Matriculation School, our Commerce Cafe program, because Father is also head of the Commerce Department. And our, one of the signature program from Little Flower for exclusively Commerce students is nothing but Commerce Cafe. In that program, he was the one of the important resource person, the head of the resource person, and he headed the Viva team, and he gave the wonderful insight about the Department of Commerce to our children. And whenever Father coming to our school, he will come with a team of students, a team of guests, a team of philanthropists, a team of fathers. That's what he's always connected with wonderful people. And he has come twice for Commerce Cafe, and once he was one of the invitee in our Pongal celebration, it is a gala celebration. And one of the program is Republic Day. It's our Independence Day, right? Republic Day program. And he came with two abroad guests. I hope that Ruben from Nigeria, I think. Actually, the way in which he brings the people, the way in which he connecting all the people with a common interest of public, it is really wonderful. And he is always giving me that, he's always telling me that he would give me one opportunity to interact with college students and educationalists and to share my views and all. And he told me that, sir, there is an opportunity to you that unanimously we have selected to give the educational insight in this. And he told me that he has given me one topic. But I didn't mind about it. Anything about the education can be shared, right? As an educationist, typically what we are experiencing on day-to-day basis, it is very comfort for us to share it. But on seeing the topic, okay, set your class to study the practical cognitive in the field of education. Okay, after searching this, that it is a very big ocean and where I am and whether the Father has given me an opportunity or wedge, okay, because the topic is very vast and the very big number of educationalists, the institution which has the establishment across the globe, and the institution which has a very good connect with a lot of leading educationalists. I am the small speck in this area, and how this big responsibility is given to me. Shouldering that responsibility, let me give the justification through my experiences, through my insight about education. Thank you once again to the entire team for the opportunity given. And we are all connected with the common interest of all the educationists to give something to the society, particularly in this pandemic situation. With that, let me enter to the session. Right. So, whenever the chance is given, we used to get an idea from the master of master. It's nothing but Google. Okay, I Googled what does education exactly mean, and how all these things are beautifully connected. What are the statements which is connected with education and through which we can travel and we can complete the task given to me. Then I try to start it. Excuse me. Let me go for the presentation. Big number of people are there. Joshua. Right.
Yeah, PPT is there,
Yes,
sir.
yes,
You can
yes.
proceed.
Because within 10 minutes, more than 150 people, and in the crowd, I have to search and spin. Right. Set your clock to study the practical cognitive in the field of education. Right. So when I search, what does education exactly mean? There are things, three things I get it actually. One is about teaching. So what is mean by teaching? The teaching is nothing but teaching or training or demonstrating something to someone, something to someone to learn, right? Then the teaching is connecting with learning. So without learning, the teaching is impossible, right? Then I try to connect what is learning. Okay, learning is nothing but the process of learning. This is what Google says. பையன் காலையில கிளாஸுக்கு லேட்டா வந்தா கேட்போம் ஏன்டா லேட்டு அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவான். அவன் சொல்லுவான் லேட் ஆயிடுச்சு சார்மா. ஸோ அது மாதிரி கூகுள் வந்து நமக்கு ஒரு ஆன்சர் கொடுத்துருக்கு. The process of learning is called learning. And the knowledge that you get from study, right? So there is a connected with I got, which is nothing but study. Okay, what is mean by study? Okay, study is the once again to spend time to learn. Your presentation is not coming.
Yes, sir. It is there in the screen. Yeah.
Oh.
We get in the screen. Actually, we have to pin Pius Joshua, then we will get the screen.
It's already pinned.
Yeah, we are getting.
Hmm.
We are getting the presentation.
Ready?
Yes, for the participants, we get the presentation, sir. The participants, kindly bear with us due to some technical issues. The sir will be connected very soon.
There are three Joshua presentations. One in the middle gives the presentation. So kindly pin the middle one.
When the terminology, the study comes to spend time to learn about something. This is what Google says. The once again, it goes with learning. And it gives some clarity that to look at something very carefully is called study. So these three terminologies, when the term education comes, teaching, learning, and studying. The studying is something that the people are looking at anything. It's about a drama, it's about a picture, it's about a nature. Through that, they will study something. The study will lead them to the learning. If the learning is done, means that is called an education. That's what we gave for a conclusion. And we got one more thing, which is called assimilation, the process of fully understanding information or ideas. Then it is also a kind of learning. We can say that it is an anonymous, it is a synonymous of learning too. But all these three things, education, study, learning. Okay, all these three things. So the education, the term involves to teach. To teach means who will teach? Either the teacher in physical form or in the human being form, or anything can teach. But this to facilitate the learners to study. After studying, they go for the learning gets complete in that. Okay. So whenever the learning means there is a space for a study, the space to be provided by the educationalist. And the learning, when we go for the teacher's definition, a good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. So learning is a continuous process. The teacher's duty is to create the love of learning among the children. Learning it is a continuous process, right? So learning, if you go in deep with learning, okay, animal and human being is compared. The animal learn and burn, and whereas human burn and learn. Okay, விலங்குகள் வந்து கத்துக்கிட்டு தான் பிறக்குது, ஆனா மனிதன் வந்து பிறந்து கத்துக்கலாம். அப்போ there should be a space for human being, each and every stages as per the situation, as per the age, as per the need. Human being used to learn, whereas the animal, everything is learned, but nobody is the guidance. Okay, so the learning is the continuous process for the human being, right? So whereas the human being is concerned, how the learning process happens, who is teaching for them to learn, and as per the typical practices as an educationist for 26 years, the result is everybody wants to learn something. Everybody wants to adopt something. Everybody wants to imitate something, but they don't want to be taught. Even when the parents are getting a new gadgets, okay, the children will be very, very curiosity. They will get the gadget and they will run away. Okay, because இதுதான் mobile and இதுதான் operation, and we want to explain them, but they will run away from that and they want to do themselves. Actually, I know everything. They want to do their own and on trial error basis also. Okay, this is what learning. So learning should be a spontaneous process, whereas the educationist and teacher can be termed as the facilitator. The institutions, schools, everybody is a facilitators only. Okay, so then schools and the teachers are just facilitators. So everybody, the students and public, the society, and everybody want to learn something, and with respect to need, but nobody wants to be taught. So in this, the role of schools and teachers are just the facilitators, and we are providing the ambience, we are just providing the facility, we are just providing the parameters for the education, and we are allowing them to access the resources for them to learn. If any doubt comes, we gently be there to be the facilitator only, and we never be called as the teacher. We never be claimed something that we are all the teachers, because the practice educating so. Right. So in this, let me have some of my experiences, because the term education, the term learn, the term study gives a lot of meaning. But whereas an educationist, in the life of educationist, we do have a lot of justification with the students' practices, and we can learn more about our typical practices. Let me go with my regular kind of input, and we will come back to the presentation later. Okay, Faiz, can you mute the presentation for some time? So now, as an educationist, let me share some of the experiences. Okay, then through which we can go to the core topic, and we can able to understand what is cognitive education and practical cognitive education, and how to set our clock for this. Right. One fine day, actually it is the Pongal celebration in Little Flower, and father knows very well that, and a lot of students, the Kundrutur and peripheral area, they know very well that So Pongal is a gala program in Little Flower. About 2,000, 3,000 people will come. Lot of past people will come. The parent will come, and the guest will come. Guests from foreign, guests across India will come. And it is a kind of celebration. It is a feast. Everybody will be in the very traditional dresses, and only one agenda in that present day, in that particular day, that everybody should speak in Tamil. As an English medium school, right from the morning routine, right from the assembly till the evening, there is a pressure that even whether it is not a question that whether it's speaking from the heart or not, they used to speak in English. But having that pressure, that particular day, everybody will is off from that pressure. At the same time, it is also without mixing English, they practice to speak in Tamil. Okay, in that particular day morning, always the third angle and the third eye of principal and the head of the institution will always tend to find out the mistakes where it is and to set right the thing. Okay, with that mentality, I was there to welcome the children in the gate. Okay, the bus came and the students come down in an array. And whenever the buses are coming, there is a protocol to the students that they should not to stand accordingly in the height order. They should stand in the attendance order, which enable to make the attendance quickly. So I was guiding the children that, and the students, can you please arrange in the attendance order as usual and all, I was telling. So the students' curiosity and the students' mentality is completely different. They are always moving away our concentration and go for comfort. So by the time, a lot of the students, the small children, wearing dhotis and skirt and tops, half saris, they are coming down. They're very small kids actually, third, fourth, fifth standard students, and some of the higher students also. So by the time some of third and fourth standard girls and boys came together, and they just exchanged the handshaking, and they said, "Sir, happy Pongal, happy Pongal." So immediately, with reflex action, I told, "Thank you, dear, thank you, da, thank you, dear," and all. I just shared with them, and I could understand that they are deviating my concentration, and they wanna go move to the comfort zone, so that they are doing and all. And once again, they are not standing in the line and they are enjoying the comfortability. Okay, then I told actually, you just to stay in the straight line and all. Okay, and just I want to do something. The justification for me to be drawn my concentration in the unnecessary ways, and I called that particular boy and girl who exchanged handshaking and told me that Pongal wishes. Okay, I told actually, today is the Pongal, no, what is our protocol? We should speak only in Tamil, no? Then you might have complimented me, sir, இன்று பொங்கல் திருநாள் வாழ்த்துக்கள் அப்படி சொல்லி இருக்கணும், அல்லது தமிழர் திருநாள் வாழ்த்துக்கள் அப்படி சொல்லி இருக்கணும். Instead of that, you have told happy Pongal. It's wrong, I told. By the time, one of the small kid, he is nothing but Yabesh, he was laughter like anything. That I could understand that right. So in the life of principle, all these things are quite common. So I didn't have anything. Then just I called the boy in the presence of everybody. I just asked him that, why are you laughing, man? He told, "Sir, thank you, Tamila sir." He told. So we can understand that how conscious our children really are. Okay, whenever the educationist, whenever the boss, whenever the owner, whenever the teacher, whenever the principal, we try to claim something, they have their own consciousness. Okay, beautifully, they have the liberty of disclosing their ideas, whatever the thing, and they are ready to reflect their ideas, whatever the situation it is. That's what the real children. And one of such an experience with one of my students, and you know that some mischievous guys, the naughty guys in the school, always be there, and they keep us very live actually. So one of the particular boy, he called Lukirdan, and he was elected as ASPL. Okay, so ASPL means it's SPL for sports, right? So he has to give some justification for his portfolio. And these naughty boys and mischievous boys probably will be liked by most number of people. Then he was elected. And for the justification, he gave one suggestion. So a lot of people are coming late. Why can't we give punishment, or we can allow them to have a round in the ground, and we can ask them to pick the litters. Okay. So immediately there are three goals are achieved. One is the students are doing exercise. Second, there is a kind of punishment to them, those who are coming here. Third one is the premises is also getting cleaned. Okay. So immediately that there is a request or suggestions was approved, and that was ineffective. So after some time, the one day, as a principal, I was sitting in my table and watching the people through CCTV camera, and one boy in the ground comfortably roaming. And our tendency is to find out the mistake. Our tendency is to catch the people red-handed and to screw the people, those who are connected with the responsibility of not doing and all. So immediately I rushed to the ground and I could see the boy. He was enjoying in the ground, moving some distance and picking a litter and putting in the dustbin. And he was literally enjoying. Then I just went close to him and gently tapped him and asked, I hope that he is Santa Kumar from 8th standard. I asked, hey, what are you doing, man? He told, sir, picking the litter, sir. Right. He is answering in such a wonderful way, admiring the situations he just answered me. And I was shocked, actually. Because even when in the times favors, we ask the people and we request them to clean the ground and collecting the people together, it's always been justified, actually. Because there is an attitude in India. Actually, if Japanese children are allowed to clean the toilet, it is a very big news. It is a value. But where it is by the students. Means it is a news that Indian schools are doing injustice to the children. Okay. So we always hesitate for our children to assign a work like this, actually. Otherwise, whenever these kind of go green concept or clean street concept we are going, means we, the principal, teacher, staff members, students, and also parents will go together, not to just to avoid other criticisms. Okay. But here the boy voluntarily picking up the litters and collecting all them in the trash, and also literally enjoying. So I'm impressed why that boy is doing, actually. Then I asked, why actually it's already about 10:30, already 2 periods are over, you are still doing, sir. Sir, first period is English, second period is Tamil. That was the answer. Actually, we have the system of coordinators, we have the system of vice principal, educationalist, floor in charges, to consciously to rate how our teachers are beautifully working inside the classes. But how wonder the boy is rating the teachers from the ground by doing something. Okay, and the final answer is astonished. Okay, I asked him, right, you go, man. Sir, please, one more period, sir. Why done? The next period is social science, sir, he told. Then we can call நம்ம டீச்சர்ஸ் நம்மளுடைய குழந்தைங்க எப்படி ரேட்டிங் பண்றாங்க அப்படிங்கறத வந்து நம்ம we can understand very very easily, and we always claim that we are the wonderful teacher in the society, and the teachers are like Ajit. Whenever they are getting inside the classroom, and every classes and students will be glorified. I am such a teacher, and I always, whenever I am teaching my subject, and I always thrilled the entire classes, and will keep the children in action, and full ento will be there inside the class throughout the classes, and this is what every teacher claiming. Okay, and I am also one of the such person. I love to teach mathematics, and that day before I happened that it is before 2 or 3 years back. I was it's about 6-7 years back, actually. I was inside the class, and it is a complex analysis in 12th standard, and I was teaching one theorem, the De Moivre's theorem, cos theta plus I sin theta whole to the power of n equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta, and it has to be proved in 3 cases, right? So I tried to coin a lot of examples, a lot of notations, a lot of social connections, and I literally enjoyed the whole class, and I was seeing the eyes of every children, and I wanted to claim something from the children, how the class is really going on and all. So by the time I was disturbed by one of the particular boy, the sight he was not giving kind of confident to me. He was doing something irrelevant, and he's just managing the classes actually. So due to the flow of the class, I didn't concentrate on him. Just I entered the rest of the students. I completely completed the session. I wanted to, before I wanted to claim that whether it is how really experienced the class and all, I just gently went near the boy and bent down and lent my ears. Hey, what are you doing? And you are not concentrating in the class. He told me that, sir, all these things and all we know already, sir. நான் ஏற்கனவே அதெல்லாம் படிச்சு முடிச்சிட்டேன் சார், ஏதோ நீங்க நடத்துறீங்க அண்ட் நான் வந்து உங்களை டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணாம பாத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொன்னான். ஸோ ஐ குட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் தட் the boy how generously he admitted me to claim something through other students. So the teachers can understand only when our children are allowing us to excel a teacher, unless we may not able to teach. So even though he is known everything, he is imitating that he is listening the class, and he is permitting me to teach others, and the kind of patience from that particular boy, even he knows well, and he knows some of the alternate method to prove that particular theorem with even shorter, more than what I taught to the students. Okay, then I can understand our children are really great. Now he has completed his engineering degree in Anna University and he is working somewhere else. He is nothing but Satish. Okay, so there are a lot of possibilities that an education is to learn from the children, and one of such situation, the morning assembly. I told the morning assembly is always giving a lot of thrilling examples, and a lot of things will set our mood in the morning. Okay, in Little Flower, what is the practice is we principal, vice principal, dean, administrative officer, headmasters, and everybody will be waiting in the lobby or waiting in the entrance gate to welcome the children, to exchange the value of a smile. The hospitality is nothing but the exchanging of smile, for which everybody will be standing, and we just put high-five our children, and this is an awesome feeling in the morning. But by practice, the students, those who are drawing our attention irrelevantly for improper hairstyle, improper dress code, not wearing shoes or different socks colors, or not ironed shirts, and with different colors of ribbon, the girls with a lot of extra clips, and not done the homework, and coming late, claiming something, the extra holidays, or unnecessary justification for availed holidays, and fees collection. All these problems were waiting for us in the morning too. So our priority, our reflections based on these two priorities. Okay. So whereas we are waiting for the children outside to claim something, to exchange the value of smile, to enjoy them, to hospitality, to situate the ambience of smile, to begin with the good start. We all were waiting, but this bundle of other priorities are big. If that is big, that would be the real mood of that particular day. If these negative things are more, that day completely collapsed. Okay. So one of that particular day, lot of mistakes I could see. Okay, a lot of people are coming late, lot of improper uniform, a lot of permission from the parents. And after addressing all these things, there is a Friday, and Friday I have to address the assembly. And I used to wear a lot of positive things where if my mood is right. Okay, but that day every people smelt me that my mood was not up to the mark, because lot of negative things. And the mic was not working, and they took some time to separate it. And afterwards, our regular routine prayer started. So everybody is in that very tightened faith that what else the chairman is going to address, and he is going to screw the teachers, they are going to fire out the students, and a lot of punishment going to be given. And with that mentality, that assembly was started. Okay, and that assembly is hosted by 4th standard A section. Okay, so as per our assembly routine, prayer song, school anthem, school prayer, the news of the day significance with a small play, and everything is over. A birthday celebration is over, and I was given the mic. So before he was giving to the mic and he addressed me, he introduced me to the gathering. Now our gigantic, handsome chairman going to address the gathering. So I was standing there with a very tightened face cut. I was standing there with a darkened face cut, and I was standing there with a kind of irritation and to shout at the people. But what happened, the way in which he introduced me, அப்படி அந்த ஒரு பெருசா மேல போறப்ப காத்த பிடிங்க விட்டா எப்படி இருக்கும். ஸோ அது மாதிரி my anger and everything was controlled by that particular boy, Rajkumar, the way in which he introduced the meeting, because the fourth standard boy in assembly, he know how to control, how to handle the situation in that morning assembly beautifully. And after I addressed him, then I just changed my mood and I spoke everything positively. The mistakes are the key points to separate and all. The assembly was really awesome, and everybody, about 1,500 people, clapped with very, very smiling faces. And I could understand that clap, that smile, that comfort, not for me, it is for the Rajkumar who hosted that particular assembly. So our children, in our day-to-day life, our children are teaching the teachers on daily basis. And one more such experience with my children. It's a 9th standard half-yearly examination is being done. Okay. I told you, actually, as a principal, we used to the principal, our third eye is always there to find the mistakes, whether everything is right or not. So it's an examination time. I was there in the classroom. Excuse me. Sorry. The examination time, I was in the classroom, and the class teacher is also there. I was just roaming in each and every room. It is 9th standard B. The class teacher has already distributed the question paper, and as per the advices, about 5 to 10 minutes to be provided for the children to go through the question paper, and thereafter the main bell rings. The student will start to write the examinations. So by the time there was a pin drop silence across the campus, the teachers have already distributed the question paper, and everybody waiting for the bell to ring. And the students curiously seeing the question paper, noting down, and they tried to relate with what they have learned already. And one boy literally sleeping inside the class, and he bent down on the bench. The teacher were there. 2 teachers were there. I don't know. I didn't know how to react in that particular situation. But I was not denying my responsibility that I went down near the boy. I could see that his eyes was closed, and he is treading on the table with the question paper and answered it. But my anger in that situation was why the teachers are not reacting on that particular boy. I gently started to tap the boy. The teachers were looking at me. He just opened his eyes. He is nothing but Prince Silas from 9th standard. Sorry, sir. He reacted. I asked, what are you doing, man? Today, examination, mathematics, question papers already served. He told me, sorry, sir, I was in prayer. Then you can understand how pathetic condition mine was. Because even we always try something to climb as a principal, as a head of the institution, as a maths teacher, as a prideful teacher, as a powerful man. I am empowering many people and all. But what is happening inside the class? We literally facing failure in all our attempts, and in maximum of our attempts. And literally, the students are making us, crafting us to know more further. Okay, and even I just managed the situation. Okay, I just complimented that particular boy, and I apologized for him to be disturbed by me. And I realized there is a justification from the student side for every actions. So this is the duty of educationists to change. It is the time for the educationists to learn in each and every situations. That's what, and there is a very long distance we have to go to climb as an educational, to climb as a teacher, and still we want to learn something. And these are some of the practices. And what is the real homework is required from the educationist is the one of my experiences. And as I told, the morning assembly, the kind of practice inside in the assembly is one of the protocol is the birthday song. All the birthday beauties, the kids with very beautiful dresses, with a very flourishing face cuts. They used to stand and the birthday song will be sung and everybody clap their hands and they used to distribute the chocolate. Okay, this is almost the practice in all education institutions. Okay, and educationists know that always in the tray of the children there will be two chocolates. One will be the small chocolate and one will be the bigger chocolate. Okay. As a principal, as a chairman, when I was standing there, it was shown to me to go with the choices, either small one or the bigger one. Okay. It is always coming with a priority. But we people, controlling our curiosity, we wanted to react with the children and we will select the small one. The children will say, sir, the bigger one is for you. Then happily we took the bigger chocolate, the bar chocolate, and we exchanged the compliment to the particular guy, and we will bless them with the cross, and they will happily go, and we will go with a bundle of chocolates with us. Okay, so this is what the regular practice. Even when what happened on that particular day, the plate was shown to me, the tray was shown to me with one big chocolate, one small chocolate. Okay, and a lot of parents were waiting outside and a lot of issues were waiting for me to be addressed. So having lack of time, I just tried to pick up the bigger one. The boy caught me with red-handed. Sir, the small one is for you. This is for my class teacher. So immediately I couldn't understand. The priority of the children is not always like that actually. Because by the time I was really happy, so my teachers, those who are working under our headship, our teachers are claiming better than the head of the institution. Means I'm really happy. I'm really proud about my teachers. And I was happy. This usually happens. Okay, one of the incidents which is connected with this, which is between the principal and a girl, Mahati, and she was doing pre-K. That is hardly 2.5 years old girl. Okay. He's the daughter of our maintenance in charge, Suresh. And the girl was educated in the morning with a new dress when she was preparing for the assembly. And the dialogue between Appa and daughter was so. Actually, Papa, இது வந்து பிரின்சிபலுக்கு பெரிய சாக்லேட் and the small chocolate வந்து மற்றவங்களுக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் கொடுக்கறதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு it was given a bag of chocolate and one special chocolate. So by the time the conversation with them is like this actually, அப்போ the answer from that particular girl is why bigger one for principal? இல்லம்மா, அவர் வந்து ஸ்கூல்லே பெரியவர், அவர் தான் எனக்கு சம்பளம் கொடுக்குறாரு, அவர் தான் உனக்கு பிரைஸ் எல்லாம் கொடுப்பாரு, அவர் தான் உனக்கு மார்க் எல்லாம் போடுவாரு, அவருக்கு வந்து you have to give the bigger chocolate. Okay, when these dialogues were there and he explaining me later actually, she told, okay, அதெல்லாம் இருக்கட்டும், ஆனா அவர் ஒரு நாள் கூட என்ன பார்த்து சிரிச்சதே கிடையாது, அவருக்கு எதுக்கு பெரிய சாக்லேட்? And he hesitated and told me on the birthday evening why she didn't. I was given the chocolate, but the chocolate what I received from that girl is completely injustice, because without the wish of the particular girl, she was forced and the chocolate was given to me. So I could realize that I have to do something to draw the attention of the girl in a very positive mode, because even the pre-K girl is expecting that the principal to smile at her. So from next year onwards, I changed my routine because the chairman's cabin, all offices are on one side, and it is a U-shaped building. And the gate side, the small children classes, pre-KG, LKG, ABC, and UKG, ABC, first standard. So likewise, the arrangement will be there actually. So I had a walk of about 50 meters, 150 feet to reach the particular class whenever the time admits, at least 2 days per time, the morning one time, evening one time. And I purposely, I used to go to the particular class and exchange a smile. I put high five and I share something comfort. We will dance and we will sing the song. And these were the practices routinely I was doing actually for 1 year. And when she's in LKG, I was waiting for the particular birthday. What happened? The birthday fall on continuous holidays, and she was not able to celebrate the birthday the next year. That honor to the principal, that means the bigger chocolate is yours. I was waiting for that, but that was not happening on that particular day. So my assignment forced to continue for the next year onwards. When she was in LKG A or B, I think, I'm not sure about it, but she moved to one of the nearby classes. Then I had the routine of visiting the classes for 1 more year. And this time the walk is about 40 meters, about 120 feet. For 1 year, I exercised the same thing on my regular practices, and I was waiting for UKG for the birthday to happen. So unfortunately, I was in abroad when the birthday comes. Okay, so the thing, the kind of climb recognition is postponed for 1 more year, and now the first standard class, unfortunately, it is moved to the temporarily. It was in the first floor. As some renovation work was there in the down floor for some of the classrooms, particularly her classrooms. I climbed the steps for her and I entered that particular class. Okay, and eventually in the first standard, after 3 years, okay, I received the big chocolate from her. Then you can with a very smiling faces and voluntarity, and I could understand that to get a big chocolate from a small children, the education is to work for not less than 3 years to get. Okay, so so each and every situation will make us to learn. So even to get a chocolate from a small kid from LKG to first standard, it's a travel of about 3 years. Pre-KG, LKG, UKG, first standard. So it's a travel of the 3 full years to get a chocolate. So the teachers, those who are going inside, and the children are ready to surrender about 40 full minutes or 1 full hour. And even some of the important times we are stealing about 3 or 4 periods together. So by the time about 2 hours of timing is done means what big the homework is being done by the educationists before they are entering the class. It is a very big question mark whether we are doing so or not. Okay, so these are the experiences what I'm really having with my children. And one day, actually, father knows that I am completely giving down the line comfort to the children. Lot of children text me messages. They will contact me over the Facebook, through Messenger. A lot of things, and they shared some of their things through their WhatsApp. We always connected. Whereas the generosity is they never called me. Okay, they used to share, irrespective of time. They used to share, and I used to give comfort. So one day, one boy, 12th standard, after completing his tenure, and he was doing the final year in SRM college, and I hope that become honors, I think, before 6 or 7 years. Night by 11:30, he did some videos about his future, and I could understand that he wanted to speak. Then I texted him that I am available, and he started to speak with me by 11:30. And the conversation with that particular boy and me took about 1.5 hours in the night up to 1 o'clock. The thing is, actually, he has everything. His grandparents are businessmen, landlord, and his father is an entrepreneur, and very big money is there. But the boy feels something uncertainty about his future. He's filled with a lot of fear about the future, and as a lot of his friends were placed in some companies, and some of them started business, and some of them has a clean idea to continue their higher studies. And he's in BCom final year. He's hardly about 21 years old. He joined in Little Flower in 11th and 12th standard only. There is a very big money, and there is a very successful template in the family is also available. And the family never admits him to go with the failure note. I know very well, but why that boy means. And even the Little Flower is giving a lot of seasonal inputs, very regular programs, and every program has its own meaning. But that particular boy feels something missing like him. And I consoled him. I spoke with him that eventually I could understand there is something for them to stand alone in the crowd, in the situation. We have to work more. The kind of education, what we plan and where we stuck is not presentation. It's not enough. Okay, so the school should work more to give something to the students, which was continuously given by a lot of conventionally given by a lot of educationists, a lot of schools, a lot of institutions are not enough. Okay, it needs something an extra. Okay, so it started me to think big about it, and thereafter we completely changed our working style. And giving a lot of practical way of things, and we coined the program like Commerce Cafe, Cliff, Apple Club. The last 10 years of timing, we come up with a lot of programs which is highly connecting the children with the future intakes when they are coming and to the field to excel with the routine. And what else it is really needed, and we wanted to try, and we have come up with a lot of such ideas. That's what the Little Flower now. And today's topic, which is given to me, the cognitive education, the practical cognitive education is so. Okay, so all my experiences with the children is always giving me a very big comfort, and it's a kind of satisfaction. And we feel that the education is nothing but we are the facilitators. We teach children, and we space for them to study, and they are learning. When the learning completes, we feel that the role of education is over. It is not like that. There are something beyond that. That is nothing but cognitive education. Okay, and a lot of definitions, lot of understanding, lot of practical content is there about cognitive learning, cognitive study, cognitive skill. And let me share a few about it, and let me come for my conclusion. And I really appreciate your patience, the kind of space given to me to share my experiences. John Piaget says the cognitive study in 4 parameters. The first thing is about sensory motors. That means without stimulating the senses, that is our auditory, our visuals, our taste, our smell, and our touch. the first education starts with stimulating all these sensory motors. Okay, so all these educations are storing in our mind as a blueprint, which is called the schema. Okay, for this, the education is right from babies to the 12 plus years, that is entering the adult. The role of education is they work with the idea of cognitive education, which is nothing but complete education, which enable the knowledge what is stored in the mind to be taken periodically with respect to the situation. That's what lacking in that particular boy, Karan. And when he was doing the final year of BCom, the way in which he heard, he shared is so actually. Because we have done everything, but all these things were not being stored in the mind to take it up, take it outside to expose, through which he can get all the key points through which and he can come out. But it was failed because everything is there, but based on the need, all these things are not coming out. This is what EPJ says. Seasonally, what are the stages are there, and what are the things are to be done by the educationist. One is the pre-operational stage. In that, actually, they know to identify the goods with respect to because what they learned in the sensory motors, big or small, and which color I love, which taste I give priority, all these things and all will be happening in these particular ages, 2 to 7, and the concrete operational stage. And in this age, they are not having any kind of confusion that if we show one chocolate or many chocolate means they are very highly conscious about whether the one chocolate is a bar chocolate or whether many chocolate or 1 rupee chocolate. Okay, so that the concrete operational stages, they have that clear idea about it. And the formal operation stage is after 12 plus. Okay, then that time the role of education is very, very important because what is the schema storing in that brain will be very useful in the future stages. Okay, so this is what the cognitive study said. And next concept is about Bloom taxonomy. It is by Benjamin Samuel Bloom. Before 50 years, he has come up with this idea: cognitive education, affective education, and psychomotor education. These are the three modes in the stages of education. And either we can go with the cognitive, or we can go with affective, or we can go with psychomotor. There are three possibilities. In that, the psychomotor, the cognitive is nothing. It has two versions. One is 1956 version, and the other one is 2004 version. And it has also different meaning. The first, what we teach, okay, when the learning happened, we educationists thought that the role of education is completed. The education is completed. It is actually it is not so. Thereafter, this array starts actually. Knowledge is something what they have learned. It is stored in that memory and it will be recalled. Actually, the left side what is given: knowledge, comprehensive application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation is the version which is available in 1956, and it is redesigned or given on right side actually. The knowledge is remember, the comprehensive is understanding, application is apply, and analysis is analyze. The synthesis is evaluate. That is scrapped. 5 and 6 have been scrapped actually in 2004 version actually. Finally, evaluate. Okay, what else they learned? What else they understood? What else they are applying in the society? And they are analyzing, they are separating with respect to the analyzing, and they are evaluating themselves that which is right and which is wrong. And finally, it is very, very important. What else they are creating something new. So till then, the role of education is extended. Okay, that is what the cognitive education, and there all education is to work for it. Okay, for which I go with some of the key points for the educationist and for everyone those who are in this session with me. The one of the thing is about education. The education is in the education, the first parameter. Okay, whenever we are going for the teaching, the first parameter what we should have is nothing but innovation. The teacher shouldn't go inside the class without any innovation. Why? Because the students in the children's life, the daily innovation, daily new. They need everything new actually. Even they want to play the toy which is used in the lower ages once again. They will not wear the same dress once again. They will not play the same once again. Every year, the classroom is changing, the peer group is changing, the teachers are changing, mentors are changing. Okay, within 10 years, a lot of houses are changing. The parents are aging, and the infrastructure, the way in which they are accessing to the school, their assessment, they might have identified 4 or 5 new ways to reach their home, and everything is changing on daily basis. And how we can teach the old one? Okay, they always need something new. If we teach today's students as we taught yesterday, we rob them of tomorrow. John Davy is saying so. Okay. So in the nowadays we are going to teach something on online. The pandemic situation, there is a very big question mark that for the educationalist, the only one space what we have through online is where in online. Okay, shall we admit our children to experience all the day-to-day routine, what the typical classroom, the conventional classroom is experiencing? The love, the smile, tapping, hi-fi, exchanging, hugging. Okay, the exchanging love with the children, the meeting the peer group, and everything is completely mute now. But the only one way we can sit in the one side of the screen and the children will be in another side of the screen. But the teacher should do something innovative. Okay, either it is not the question that they are singing, they are dancing, they are doing some magic, whether they are doing some fun to draw the attention of the children on the other side. Because even then it is a very big challenge for the educationist to force the children to sit in opposite side of the screen, but inside the classroom. But whereas the children are in another end, the teacher is in one end, how the teacher will control over the student in another end? Okay, otherwise the student, it is completely about voluntarity. Okay, the students are thrilled, are attracted, are excited through the innovation of the teacher. It is highly impossible to draw the attention of the children. So teacher means they should go inside the class daily with at least one of the innovation. So the keyword the innovation should be remembered. The next thing is about an opportunity. The next thing is about cognitive. Okay, so cognitive is that's what we told. All the cognitive. So the first thing is cognitive. Actually, the teacher should have the cognitive skill. The teacher should embed the cognitive skill to the children. The next is the innovation. The third one is optimism. Okay, what is optimism? We know. Okay, it is opposite of pessimism. The people will think 100% always negative about it, but optimism is always positive about it. Actually, I used to give an example to the parents. Okay, what we'll do when the problem comes? They used to say that we may not be able to start with the problem, and they will work on it, and we will find a lot of solutions, and the best will be taken into practices, and we will come out from the problem. Okay, so that is called if the life is problem comes, and we analyze the problem, and we'll go with a lot of alternative such solutions. One of the best solution will be given to the solution, and will come out from the problem. That is termed as success, right? The success of life is so. Okay, what is next? Okay, so my answer is the next problem will come. Okay, the life is nothing but.
Sir, just a minute, sir. Loganathan sir, can you hear us, Loganathan sir?
Yes, sir. Morning, sir.
Kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Mute yourself. Sir, உங்க மைக் நீங்க ஸ்டாப் பண்ணுங்க சார், உங்களோட மைக். லோகநாதன் சார். Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. And the formula of success is nothing but the problem is routine. The problem will be coming, and we used to go for analysis, and afterwards we will find the solution. After finding the solution, presentation not there. If you are not able to find the solution, we may not, after finding the solution, after implementing the solution, we will come up with the problem. We will term as that is the success of the life. But this is the routine in the life actually. So, and eventually when the problem is being addressed, we will completely and one step ahead of that particular problem, and we have the capacity and we have gained the capacity of overcoming the problem. Then what is that actually? Teaching is the greatest act of optimism. This is what Colin Wilcox says. Okay, so the opportunity, the problem is an opportunity for which we are possessing that we are deserving the capacity of overcoming that particular problem. So the way in which we welcome the problem with an attitude that we are going to get an opportunity. Now this is a pandemic situation. Okay, and what is with us actually? It is an idea of youngsters. It is the window for the youngsters to open up because a lot of techies are there, a lot of youngsters are there. Those who are very, very speed, active, and accurate in terms of using the technology and devices. And there is a very big window is open now. Because you always your priority is how much amount of time I have to spend with the regular book, with the regular intake, with the regular academic routine, and whereas I have given ample time with me to play with my gadgets, to spend time with my gadgets, with all my knowledge resources. Okay, unconventionally, all these things are given to me. Actually, how I am going to use this opportunity to me, then you will start to welcome this pandemic situation, an opportunity for the youngsters. It is an opportunity for techies. It is an opportunity for the people, those who are doing something innovative. Okay, so the opportunity is the third keyword to be remembered, and the third one is nothing but, the fourth one is nothing but direction. Okay, when the educationists are teaching, okay, how the direction, in what direction our children will understand, and in what direction we influence the children, whether it is of positive, whether it is of negative, we don't know actually. But the one thing is there, the direction of influencing the children is the matter. That is what the real education is there actually. In one particular class actually, and we know that the way in which we dress up, the way in which we are coming up, the way in which we are coming to the classroom is completely something new. And I used to wear a lot of new watches. The once I was the class and I was taking math class, like the completely new and experiential, and I thought that I want to claim something through the teacher and all. At the end of the class, one boy ran behind me and asked, "Sir, is this a new watch, sir?" And I always watching you, sir. You are wearing a lot of new watches and all. And I just thought that because we want to teach something in the subject, we want to make the children to come up with a lot of new ideas, and I want the subject insight what I have given to him will give justification. But my appearance, my watch is influencing the children in one particular direction. When where is the direction of the learning outcome is diverted inside the class. So we educators should be very, very conscious about it. In abroad, there is a concept of 3 delta. The 3 delta is a very famous investing company. It is started by 3 students in a particular class in a British, because all the 3 children are backbenchers, always doing naughty things. And they are labeled as the 3 delta for the negative intention to down the children profile of the particular children. So that the tagline, the negative name, they coined the name as a company when they came with the startup. Now it is one of the leading companies. Okay, then we can understand. Okay, any mistakes or any presentation or anything what is happening inside the class may influence the children. Okay, teachers will claim that எல்லா விஷயமும் சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்கோம், எல்லா விஷயமும் பாடம் நடத்திருக்கிறோம், இதுல ஏதாவது ஒரு விஷயம் என் குழந்தைக்கு நல்லது செய்யும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. And out of the 100 positive things, we teacher commit only one mistake in one particular time. Okay, but that will give them a lot of influence that will destroy the student community also. So the way that education should be very, very conscious about the direction of the learning outcome and the exposure which is out of the learning outcome. And finally, this is one. Actually, the world's biggest teacher of teacher, the master of teacher, the biggest resource to everyone is nothing but Google. Every student, every educationist, every research scholars, excuse me, will not be there without using Google for at least any of the resources. Okay, so if Google irukka ஆசிரியர் எதற்கு? That is a question. Okay, then அதையும் மீறி, okay, parents are coming to the school, children are coming to the classes, children are lending their ears, and they are surrendering the biggest time, and even they spend some money for the education, for the teachers, for the school. Why? Because there is something which is Google cannot give. They need in the form of teachers. That is nothing but values. Okay, even that is not possible by the parents at some extent. Even you might have heard some requests from the parents that, sir, please advise my children. Sir, if we advise our children are not lending their ears, please you do so. So okay, this is all the regular appeal from the parents. As an educationist, we are experiencing on a daily basis. Here, Alexander the Great giving the saying, I am indebted to my father for living. Okay, அப்பாவுக்கு கடன் பட்டிருக்கேன் என்னோட வாழ்க்கைக்கு, but to my teacher for living well. Okay, there are the real teachers, because the teachers are full of values. Okay, we have seen about 5 taglines here, and after the 10th standard examination comes, it has opened a very big another space in the window in the education industry. And yesterday, day before announcement about CBSE, and the last week announcement about state board are revoking the examinations, and also our degree students are waiting for that final examinations when the call comes from the university, when the announcement comes from the university to revoke their examinations, right? So when the examinations are being revoked, okay, what is the insight in this actually? Now a lot of questions with the students and the children, and particularly the students who are always claiming that I am number one, I am full mark, I am the state first and all, because all those concepts are completely revoked. Okay, nobody can claim that I am number one, because they are not going to get physically their examination what they have written in the form of paper, and they are going to get literally in the form of mark. That's not going to be there. There may be grade, or there may be an idea. Okay, right? So இப்போ நம்பர் 1 அப்படிங்கிற விஷயத்தை யாருமே கிளைம் பண்ண முடியாது. ஓகே, அப்போ there is no value for number 1. அப்போ we may not be able to study, we may not be able to force the children. There is no idea in the number 1 actually. And even the recent times, the top 10 millionaires, the table has accommodated our Indian Ambani. Ambani is number 9th place, replacing 2 people over there in that list. Okay, so the claiming something in our life is not a matter. What we are giving the justification with the available opportunity within our capacity is always the matter. Then this what the revoking of examinations has given a very big idea. It's a very big window, the very big clarity about the parents. Okay, because the parents are saying that the money what I have spent for education is waste. And the children, those who are claiming for the first month, saying that what I have studied with the book and what the time I have spent, the early morning, the late night, and throughout the school, skipping all my enjoyment and resetting all these things. What is the justification for my time spent? This is always the question between them. The answer is, we have given time, we have spent money. Okay, you have done something, but you have learned. இது எல்லாமே இல்லைனாலும் நீங்க ஒரு வருஷம் படிச்சிருக்கீங்க, ஒரு வருஷம் நீங்க ஒரு விஷயங்களை கத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. This experiences, this learning will give you the justification in your life. That is not in the form of mark, that is not in the form of certificate, that is not in the form of number one. Another life, don't claim for number one. And finally, the concept is and do understand the concept of number 9. Okay, we always, the educationalist, okay, brutally, we claim that I am right because I have learned, I have prepared, I have studied, I have referred, I am the resource for many. The what I am telling is right, okay. And so by the time, just new technology, the new idea, the new inspiration, the new influences, maybe from the parent side, maybe in the society side, maybe in our children, the younger children, the small children side, and we can claim that this is 9, and they may claim that this is 6. And we do understand if we travel and if we see the concept through that angle, and we can consider what we are really claiming as 9, actually 6 for them. Okay, so this is what not only for the education, it is for always for all life. As mentoring something, as a resource for others, please do ready to travel to understand the perception of other people at their angle. This is nothing but the concept of 9. And I have given about 7 concepts. Okay, the one is cognitive skill. Okay, in that you can take C. And another one is innovation. Okay, the teachers go to the class on daily basis with a lot of innovation. In that you can take it I. And the third one is about direction. Okay, what else we try to reach the children, and on reaching this, what is the learning outcome, and what will be the direction of the learning outcome. And whenever we are planning for the teaching and whenever writing for the lesson plan, we should not only for the learning outcome, the direction of learning outcome is must. The direction D is very important. And the opportunity is nothing but கூரையை பிச்சுக்கிட்டு தெய்வம் கொடுக்குங்கிற மாதிரிலாம் கிடையாது. The opportunity will come in the form of problem only. Whenever we are smiling face with a smiling face, whenever we are welcoming the problem, that is what called opportunity. That is what called optimism. So accepting the opportunity with the optimistical mind, that is O, is the fourth key point. And fifth one is nothing but the values. And finally, concept, no need to work for number 1 and understand the concept of number 9. So I have given 7 inputs. I hope that you can understand the connecting all these points. Okay, C, I, D, O, B, 1, 9. Okay, and I hope that you have connected all these things. என்ன கிடைக்கும் சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம். கனெக்ட் பண்ணா can anyone text? Cognitive skill, innovations, that's yes, Saravan answer பண்ணிருக்காரு. COVID-19. Okay, that's what the recommendation. That's what the recommendation. Live with COVID-19. Okay, so if you have all these intakes, I hope that the cognitive education is nothing but complete education. It is complete solution. It is not only for the school time. It is not only for the college time. It is not only for any limited time. It is unlimited till the end of life. That is what called practical cognitive study in the field of education. Thanks for the wonderful opportunity given, and I really appreciate the patience, because the time given to me about 1 hour, and I have taken more time beyond that. Despite a lot of our priorities, you people are patiently listening, and the பசங்க கிட்ட சொல்லுவோம் ஆக்சுவலா புரியுறது அல்லது புரிஞ்ச மாதிரியே நடிக்கிறது. ஸோ இன் தீஸ் டூ கேட்டகரி ஏதோ ஒரு சத்தியத்துக்கு கட்டுப்பட்டாவது இன்னைக்கு எல்லாருமே உட்கார்ந்து இருக்கீங்க. ஐ எம் ரியலி தேங்க்ஃபுல் டு யூ, அண்ட் ஐ வாண்ட் டு சே ஒன் திங். one of my friend, Siva Dinagaran, now he is BDO in Kanjipuram. And before 15 years, அப்போ அது வந்து the 90 kids period அது the blogger available இருக்கிறப்போ he had a blog அப்பா அம்மா அன்பு .blog.com இதுதான் அவருடைய பிளாக். அதுல வந்து ஒரு ஒரு விஷயம் நரேட் பண்ணியிருந்தார். இட் இஸ் நத்திங் பட் when I was in 9th standard, I done a mistake in the formula sin 2 theta equal to 2 sin theta cos theta. For which my teacher asked me to write that formula for 200 times. அந்த ஃபார்முலாவை 200 முறை எழுதிட்டு போனேன் கிளாஸுக்கு. பட் the teacher appreciated me and that 200 times gave me a lot of justification because the same question was there in the examinations. And I proved that formula and I got a full mark in 5th standard examination. But the justification of repeating the formula for 200 times as an imposition, now I am about 40, but I was not able to forget that formula. Even in 90th age, I am able to recall the formula sin 2 theta equal to 2 sin theta cos theta. But அந்த ஃபார்முலா என் லைஃப்ல ஒரே ஒரு முறையாவது யூஸ் ஆயிருக்குமான்னு பார்த்தேன். இதுவரை அந்த ஃபார்முலாவை யூஸ் பண்றதுக்கான சான்ஸ் எனக்கு கிடைக்கல. இனிமேல் கிடைக்குமான்னு தெரியல. அதனால நம்மளுடைய எஜுகேஷன் அப்படிங்கிறது சீசனலாகவும் சூழ்நிலையை பொறுத்தும் இடத்தை பொறுத்தும் வயசை பொறுத்தும் மாறக்கூடியதாகவும் குழந்தைங்களுக்கு எதிர்காலத்துக்கு தேவையானதாகவும் இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அதை முடிச்சிருப்பாரு. ஸோ அதை படிச்ச அன்னைக்கு கூட என்னால தூங்க முடியல. அதனால கூட சில மாற்றங்கள் வந்து லிட்டில் ஃப்ளவர் ஸ்கூல்ல வந்து கொண்டு வந்திருப்போம். அண்ட் ஐ ஹோப் தட் ஸ்டில் வி ஆர் லேர்னிங் அண்ட் ஸ்டில் வி ஆர் சர்ச்சிங் ஃபார் த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி டு லேர்ன். And all the things what educationists are learning, they're giving the justification in the form of success of our children. And I wish once again everybody, every patient listener, that your patience will give you the justification, the success of all our children. Thank you very much. This is nothing but the success of our society as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your interesting and valuable thoughts, and especially what you have shared, COVID-19. Our Prime Minister rightly quoted that you have to live with Corona, COVID-19, and you have educated us how to be educated in COVID-19. And really, it was awesome. Usually, in our sessions, we used to have a lot of questions in the chat box. But during your session, we don't have any questions. That means they have understood rightly. And really, I am thankful to you.
There are two possibilities, Father. There are two possibilities. They have understood nothing.
Yes. No. They have understood rightly. Yeah. Now, I think Sister Catherine is with us, the principal of Bonsakas College. Very good number of years of experience in teaching. I think we can give the opportunity to sister also. If she has any questions, she can ask. Sister Catherine, are you in the line? I think she's
not a question, sister. If you want to give any advice, I am really welcome, please.
So I'm very happy. It's very interesting during this lockdown period to attend such a wonderful sessions. I'm also teaching. I'm also taking psychology class today. Really, the way you expressed and shared your views, and it was very useful for me, so that we can take it to others also. Thank you very much, and Father Adekalam, thank you very much. And the very good resource persons you are arranging. Yesterday 2 sessions I attended, today also, and expect the same thing in the next session also. Really, it is very beautiful session early in the morning. It gives us a fresh mind. The psychology is very interesting, and I love this subject. That's why I registered for this program. Thank you very much. So, Mr. John Xavier, sir. So, trying to get you to my college once, because we are with us. And I'll give chance, sir. I'll contact Father Adekalam. I'll give you chance. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Father. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sister. Thank you so much for your encouraging words. Now I welcome.
Father. Now I welcome Jyoti Rishi sir, Mr. Jyoti Rishi sir, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce, to say a few words.
Good morning, all. I deemed it to be a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in the making this session such a resounding success. First of all, I would like to propose heartily vote of thanks to our distinguished speaker, Mr. MJF Lyon S. John Xavier Tangaraj, for making an excellent presentation and making the session interesting and meaningful to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to express our profound gratitude our founder, Reverend Father Dr. J. Arulraj, our administrator, Reverend Sister Dr. K. Santiago Mary, our principal, Dr. R. Ruben, our vice principals, Mrs. Shamla Alexander and Mrs. Vijayalakshmi, for their presence in the session. Thank you all. I would also like to thank beloved head of the department, Reverend Father Dr. Araikala Swami, for his support and guidance for this session. Thank you, Father. I am happy to express a vote of thanks to our staff members of PG Department of Commerce who have made this session a grand success. Thank you all. And also thank to our system admin, Mr. Jayachandran, for providing the technical help for this section. Finally, I would like to thank our participants to give their valuable time and attention to this session. Your feedback and attendance highly appreciated. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rishi sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you very much, Father and the team, and particularly technical Mr. Jayachandran also. And I would like to thank my son, Joseph Amalraj. He is supporting me for the presentation.
Okay. Yes, it's really encouraging and enriching session for us. Once again, I extend my sincere thanks on behalf of our founder, Reverend Father J. Arulraj, our beloved administrator, Reverend Sister Dr. K. Sandhya, and PG Department of Commerce is grateful to you and for your support, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Now I welcome Dr. Solomon to speak about the following session. We have the interesting session in the evening, 3 o'clock. So dear participants, I welcome you all for the evening session. And we have some technical issues, and kindly fill your feedbacks and you will get the certificates within 7 days. The further information will be delivered by Dr. Solomon. Solomon, sir, you can proceed.
Thank you, Father. Thank you so much. So we all had a nice session, wonderful session with Sridhar sir. The last session will be on the topic managing human resource and hospitality businesses. It starts by 3 p.m. So we all know that importance of human resource management nowadays. So we're going to have a wonderful session at 3 p.m. So we sent a link